Hi, it's Larry here of Xbox Live's Major Nelson here with AC Bongos, my friend Graham Boyd. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. How are you? It's great to be back in Germany.
I am excited to be joining you and joining everybody at home around the world for this, the world premiere of the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer experience. Of course, we've heard some of the news earlier in the week. Now you get to see it with your own eyes, right?
That's right. We've all heard about those new features, the new score streaks, all of that new stuff. And we thought the best way to demonstrate that to you is show you it live, right? So we've got gaming coming to you live tonight, and we've got some of the world's best professional Call of Duty players demonstrating it all to you.
We've got some fantastic stuff. If you're on Twitter, you want to use the hashtag BlackOps2MP. That's Black Ops, the number 2 MP. Now listen, this is unprecedented. You are seeing the most gameplay. The game does not release for 2 months, almost 2 months. So you're going to see more of the game, of the multiplayer game, than pretty much any other multiplayer game out there this far in advance. But Graham, right now, you're going to get over to your spot, and you're going to show us kind of what we're going to see for the rest of the hour, correct?
That's right. Let's go and take a look around this amazing booth, right? First thing to remember is that there's 2 Black Ops 2 booths. This is just one of them. So if you imagine there's another one like this just next door, right? It's over 1,250 square meters just for Black Ops 2. That's 144 Xboxes all land up so that gamers can get hands-on with Black Ops 2 multiplayer all this week. And speaking of, not just gamers, but the professional Call of Duty players. We've got some huge names here tonight from Optic Gaming, from Envious, from Prophecy, and some of the best German Call of Duty players as well. Got the guys at the back here ready to see some Black Ops 2 action. Hey, everyone's excited. And I want to introduce you to someone I met at Call of Duty XP last year, my friend Mike Raphael, better known as Hastro, right? How are you, Mike?
I'm great, AC. How are you?
I'm very well. This is your first time in Germany, first time at Gamescom?
First time in Germany, first time at Gamescom. Loving it so far.
And what better way to experience your first time in Gamescom by showing off some of these amazing new Black Ops 2 multiplayer features, and also the esports and the codcasting features you're going to take us through as well, yeah?
That's absolutely right. We're about to blow off the doors on Black Ops 2 multiplayer. We have some of the most talented players in the world here. Should be a great show.
So you're going to see a lot more of Hastro later tonight. You're certainly going to hear a lot more of Hastro, and I think you've got a very special guest coming up to do some cool codcasting with you, yeah?
That's right. So for the first time ever, Mr. David Vonderhaar of Treyarch will be picking up the microphone to do a little shoutcasting with me, a little bit of codcasting.
I was going to keep that a secret. You've just given it away, but that's fine. That's fine. Get back here and be ready to watch Vaughn codcasting for the very first time. We should maybe ask him about that quad feed on the multiplayer reveal trailer as well, right?
Yeah, I think he says that none of these players here can hang with his quad feed, so we'll see.
We'll see. Right, let's get this thing kicked off properly. We're going to hand back to Larry. Cheers.
Thank you, Graham. Now listen, everybody in the Call of Duty community knows that it's all about the community. Treyarch really cares about the community. So to speak to that, I've got Mark Lamia here who has this special message for you.
Hi everyone, it's really great to be here in Cologne, and on behalf of the entire team at Treyarch, we couldn't be more thrilled to roll back the curtain on Black Ops 2 multiplayer for you here. Coming off of Black Ops, the team was really energized. We thrived on the creative freedom that came with exploring a new time period and what it meant to Black operations, the weapons, the vehicles, and ultimately how that all translated to new gameplay, especially in multiplayer. And earlier this year, we introduced you to our vision of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's an entirely new, near-future fiction that takes place a little more than a decade out in the year 2025. And that's where drones, advanced robotics, and artificial intelligence, they'll all play a vital role in warfare as we're coming to know it. And that's where technology will enhance weaponry, creating powerful combinations in battle, especially for Black Ops 2 multiplayer gameplay. With Black Ops 2, the team is doing its very best work, and we're crafting the most ambitious and best multiplayer game that we have ever made. And what you'll see is a team that's building on the successes of Black Ops, yet willing to challenge the fundamental assumptions about core systems, reinventing them and empowering players more than ever. Additionally, it'll be clear today just how much the team was inspired by the world of esports. Call of Duty is all about competition. It's a sport. And in Black Ops 2, we've architected a framework for that sport to thrive for players at any level. We've provided integrated tools to bring esports to the masses. Black Ops 2 multiplayer experience speaks to every type of player, regardless of playstyle or skill level, all while remaining faithful to the core essence of what people have come to expect from Call of Duty multiplayer. So I want to thank you, the fans, for joining us for the worldwide premiere of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. This live stream is for you.
That's just great, Mark. Thank you. Now, what can you expect for the next hour? Well, let's go to the head of design for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Mr. Dave Vonderhaar. David, what's new in Black Ops 2 and how does it differ from previous games?
Larry, when we started development of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we really wanted to challenge all of the fundamental assumptions about all of our core gameplay systems. So all of those systems, including Create a Class, the score streak system, even ranking and unlocking, we've had a really critical, deep think about the best way we can put power to customize the game back in the hands of the player.
There's so much going on here. Give us kind of a high level of some of the headlines.
Yeah, so, the game takes place in 2025. So all of our brand new toys and technologies and gadgets that you're going to find in multiplayer, we built because it gives us this great sandbox for us to develop new gameplay mechanics around that technology.
Now, there's a real sports feel to this experience, isn't there? There's some great new features.
So the esports initiative. So in the competition and esports initiative, we're doing a lot of things for players. First off, we're going to have a skill-based matchmaking system that we refer to as league play. So that way you and I can play together if we're of equal skill, because the game is fun when competition is at an equal playing field. Competition's fun when we're at the same level. So that's how we do the sport. The second thing that we do is a feature we call codcasting. Codcasting is a special type of spectator mode, and it allows a guy inside the game to serve as a type of color commentator. And he can go through the game, you can see everyone on the map, you can see where they all are, what kind of kill streak they're on, if they're taking objectives in a particular type of view. And you can use this to put on a great spectator experience for other people, therefore making the game fun to watch.
Thanks, David. You're going to hear about that and a lot more of the brand new Black Ops 2 multiplayer features later on in the show. And hey, look, I've got David right here. Hey, David.
What's going on, Larry? How are you doing?
I am doing great, Len. You and I were talking a little bit before the show, and this is your first Gamescom.
This is my first Gamescom, and it's such a great opportunity to bring the game out to everybody. So excited.
What a way to go. I mean, you've got Black Ops 2 here, and I know we haven't seen much of the booth already, but I mean, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just one booth, it's two booths, and it's really impressive. So many PlayStations. Everybody's going to have a good time when they get on the stations.
There definitely is. There's a lot of Xbox 360s out here, and we got a lot going on here, but really it's about the gameplay, and we're going to hear from David. We're going to talk later on in the show about some of the brand new features in multiplayer, right?
We're going to talk about all sorts of new features. We're going to talk about multi-TDM. We're going to talk about Hardpoint. We're going to talk about the new Create a Class system. You're going to learn a lot tonight.
There's a lot going on. Anyway, let's get over to Graham and let's get the multiplayer action started. Graham?
Hey everyone, we are down here in the pit, which is where I like to be with my man Hastro. How are you feeling now?
Oh, feeling great still.
Good, ready to go. We're getting ready to go with Game 1 here, the live streaming with the pro players. But first of all, I want to talk to you about some of these esports features that have been introduced to Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Now, you're actually the esports advisor to Treyarch in this, right? So tell me about how you went through that process and some of the features.
Sure, we essentially looked at what makes Call of Duty just so beloved as a competitive game, right? And we took a look at it and said, how can we make this even more entertaining for people to watch? And we really took a deep dive into all these features that we could come up with to create a better viewing experience for the viewers who like to watch Call of Duty matches. So some of the features that we've put in, you're going to see right here and right now, and they really make the game really exciting to watch.
Great. So the best way to see them is to have it demonstrated to you on the live stream. But we've got some amazing players here as well, some really big names in the Call of Duty competitive scene. Give us an introduction to who we've got and some of the big names to look out for.
Okay, so you have the two most successful North American teams in Optic Gaming, who are coming off a fresh victory at the EGL 7 championship in Blackpool, England in the UK. You also have Team Envious, a very storied team, most tournament wins in Call of Duty history. You have Prophecy from the UK, one of the most amazing British teams that ever come about, and currently they're probably their best squad. And then you have a hodgepodge of German players, some of the best German pros put together for Team Germany. So without a doubt, you're going to see some great gameplay.
So obviously I'm shouting for Team Prophecy, that's my home country team, although they told me not to mention EGL to them, so we'll just skip over that one. But also I'm looking out for Raiden, one of the German guys, right? He's the most successful German Call of Duty player ever. He's also a local boy, right? He's from Cologne, so this is home turf, so let's keep an eye on him. So tell us about the first game mode we're going to go. We're going to go quite classic here, right?
Absolutely. We want to keep it classic right now for the first game. We're about to blow the doors off, so it's going to be a team deathmatch, and the map is going to be Cargo. Now, Cargo is just a kind of just a close quarters combat map, and it's got this open ring in the middle, so it's wide open in the middle and close quarters all around the outside. It's absolutely fantastic. Lots of fast-paced, close quarter combat gameplay, and it should be just really amazing to watch. You're going to get to see a lot of the new weapons and things being fired off because the gameplay is so fast.
And we're going 6v6, so how are the teams being split up?
So it's 6v6. We have the North Americans on one side and the Europeans on another, but we do have one sub on the North American squad who's actually European. His name is Toby from SK Gaming. He's subbing in for an American player who had flight complications, and it's going to be interesting to watch Europe versus North America.
So it's basically Clash of the Titans, Europe versus North America. What an amazing way to kick it off. Let's get going.
All right, here we go, boys. Let's do this. Good luck.
All right, folks.
Okay, come on.
Here it is, Cargo. For the first time ever, Black Ops 2 multiplayer is being podcasted to the world. It's the first exhibition match, and as you see right off the bat, we are in Codcaster mode, and we are on board with Shane from Team Prophecy. And early on, Prophecy is going to break out left here. And it looks like the Europeans are going to make a move for this office building, and they're going to run right into some of the Americans as we see Shane throwing a bouncing Betty in immediately. He's going to hit fire. He's got an LMG, picking up a very nice shot on Optic Ray right there. So nice job by the Europeans drawing first blood, but the North Americans actually answer back pretty quickly here. And let's take a look here at our picture-in-picture mode. We can see that big timer for the North Americans is on a 3-kill streak here. So we'll swap over to him. He is packing the SIG 556, and he's got the millimeter wave scanner on that bad boy. And that MMS is a new attachment here in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. It actually will see through walls if anybody is standing stationary on the other side. So it is very much a rusher's tool. It is very able and capable of sneaking out and finding the campers who are oh so frustrating in Call of Duty. And we are still on board with Big Timer as the North Americans have taken the lead now, 14-11. Make that 12 as Quantum from the European squad takes out Merc. And it looks like the Europeans just had a flurry of kills. Let's swap over and check out Swanee of Team Prophecy, who's playing for the Europeans here. He has the Ballista iron sights. Now the iron sight attachment is basically you take the scope off of your sniper rifle on the Ballista, and he also has another attachment on that as well. He's got the iron sights to increase the hip fire accuracy. So it looks like he's going to try and no-scope some people here, but he's got the Cap 40 out, and the Cap 40 does some work right there, dual wielding him. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and call in a score streak. Called in 2, actually. That is going to be the counter UAV combo, and it looks like the crowd is starting to get into this one now as they just checked out some of the gameplay on the other side. And it looks like Swanee picks up another kill with the Cap 40s. He goes down, and now Swanee's actually going to call in a lightning strike here. And as that lightning strike rains down, he does not manage to pick off any players. The Europeans now in the lead by 5 kills. Let's take a look here at the picture-in-picture. One more time, looks like Toby for the North American side, even though he is European, is going to be taking some shots here with the Ballista. Now he has the scope on the Ballista sniper rifle. And it looks like Toby is going to get taken out there. Somebody on the other side is definitely blowing it up right now, and I want to find out who that is because the crowd is going absolutely nuts. So as we cycle through the players, it might have been Raiden there who picked up quite a few. Looks like he got 2 kills there. And now Merc looks like he picked up a couple kills, and the crowd goes nuts again. And he has the M8A1, and he has the target finder attachment on that. Now the target finder attachment is so valuable because it actually paints the enemy within your sights, as you see Merc getting some nice hit markers right there. And he also has the combat axe and the shock charge. So I think Merc is trying to go for that highlight reel as the Europeans are still in the lead by 6 now. Merc picking up a kill right there with some hip fire. And it looks like he's going to be scoping in. He's going to go ahead and call in a UAV for his team. Let's see if the North Americans can take advantage of this. And we'll go ahead and listen into the North American side and see how they're communicating.
I have one shocked up top. Come on, we're down 3, boys. Let's go. Keep it up.
It's coming to you.
One follow me on the left side. Pushing the right building.
Right behind me, wow.
Oh, inside, up top,
Bottom of the far right.
He's weak up top. Oh, he's in the closet.
Watch that.
Dunshie's in the closet. Nice, we're still up to you. Come on.
One shot,
on the west side. I got him.
He went back, here you go.
And as we took that listen in right there, we heard the North Americans communicating so effectively, and now they find themselves still down by 6. They were trying to claw back into it, as you heard Merck giving some nice call-outs to his teammates, picking up a couple kills right there as we were viewing him. And it looks like Gunshi from the European side is on a tear right now with a 6-kill streak. He has the M8A1 assault rifle, and it looks like he has the classic reflex attachment on that. So the reflex sight, and he actually has 2 attachments. If you notice in the bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see a small circle there with a tiny arrow. That is actually the select fire attachment. So that means Gunshi can take that weapon and put it into automatic fire mode, or he can turn it into burst fire mode. And it looks like Gunshi picked up another huge kill there on Ray with the TAC-45. That's his secondary pistol. Spots another player from the North American side, picking up some nice shots right there, some nice hit markers. And it looks like the Europeans are increasing their lead here. As we take a look at the map, looks like Gunshi's going to run into maybe a couple more North American players right here. He's going to decide to back off a little bit. But one player is breaching that office building, so Gunshi's got to be careful. Take some shots there. Nice shots on Big Timer. Spots another player from North America up top. 38 seconds left to go now. Still on board with Gunshi, and it looks like people are applauding. Gunshi gets a nice, huge shot right there on Merck. Very nice jumping hip-fire shot on Merck. And it looks like the Europeans are now running away with this one. Up by 20 kills as Gunshi goes huge with a double kill to go on about a 14 or 15 kill streak. And before it's all over, Gunshi's going to get a little bit extra right there with that double kill. Make sure he puts in a certain amount of work. As we take a look at our scoreboard as the game is closing out, Gunshi on fire, 20 and 11. And as you can take a look there, 82 to 64 is going to be our final score, with the Europeans taking round number 1 here on Cargo.
All right, that was amazing. I got to tell you, I'm here with Mark. Mark Lamia, that is great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to see these guys out here, some great teamwork, some intense competition. It's that competition that is, of course, at the heart of Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer, Black Ops 2. And, you know, it is why Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty multiplayer is a sport.
I got to tell you, man, you know, you're in charge of Treyarch. That's what it says on his business cards. I'm in charge of Treyarch. But you've got to be real proud of the team and some of the innovation they brought to the table this time around, right?
Yeah, you know what? The team really went for it. I'm really proud of the team. You know, they really were inspired by the world of esports, and, you know, so much so that they created an entire suite of features that's going to really propel esports and Call of Duty multiplayer. You know, great set of tools to allow people to commentate, to broadcast out this content. We know people love to play Call of Duty, and we believe people love watching Call of Duty.
So you saw some of those features a moment ago during the match, but now we're going to catch up with Mr. Vandahar and Hastro, and they're going to explain in depth what you're going to get with Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. David, that was amazing. What did we just see?
That was the world premiere of the codcasting feature in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and that was Cargo in Team Deathmatch.
Thanks, David. Hastro, tell us about some of the tools that we just saw.
Sure. So you saw a few different elements in the codcasting feature, and it just really allows us to get in and make a better viewing experience for the audience that's tuning into Call of Duty matches online, right? So you saw an element called the score panel, and that's the kind of the key element at the very top center of the screen. The score panel is just a way for us to give information quickly to the audience, the score, what team's in the lead, and how much time is left in the game. And
then, of course, we saw the names up there. That's the nameplate.
Yeah, the nameplate essentially is our way of giving the player a jersey and a number, right? A name on the back of the jersey. We're in a first-person POV in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so we want to be able to identify the player and who you're watching, so that's what the nameplate does.
Now, that's all great, but viewers really want to see the map. Tell us about the map.
Yeah, the map overhead is a really important piece of information for the audience. So The audience wants to see where the teams are set up, where they're located on the map, where the engagement's about to occur. And also for the commentators, it's a great tool because the commentator can kind of switch players after a player dies and bring you right back into the action faster.
Now, this is really exciting. It's almost like watching a TV show, picture in picture.
Yeah, now the picture-in-picture mode is just really robust, a lot of features there, but essentially you're able to see what the kill streak is for each certain player. If a player is just on a tear, he's got 10 kills in a row, you'll be able to see that in the right-hand column. Also, we have an objective column, so any player who's playing an objective, in real time, you're going to be able to see live when that player is playing an objective, and it's going to identify that that player is in fact on the objective.
Are there a lot of options that we can tweak?
Well, we actually have elements of the HUD that are removable, and you can actually customize the HUD for the viewer. And you can actually go in and, let's say an esports league or a big tournament wants to put in their own graphics, so you can remove a piece of the HUD and we can actually fully customize that for the viewing experience. So you can completely wipe it, put in the mini-map, take it away, different things like that. It's just very, very robust, and essentially that's what makes up codcasting.
Now, one of the really neat features is Listen In, where we can actually hear the players, right?
Yeah, the Listen In feature in codcasting mode is actually my favorite feature. It really allows us to take the audience and put them into the huddle with the players. So you really get a sense for just how much their communication separates them from other teams in competitive play. The best professional teams in the world have top-notch communication, and it's crucial to them winning a game. So we get to feel what they're feeling, what they're strategizing, and just hear the overall just lingo between the players, and it's just really an exciting tool. It's just such a great deal of information that the audience is going to be empowered with now. In Black Ops 2, the commentators have all the right to make the viewing experience as customized to the viewer and the audience as possible. So, you know, for me personally as a commentator, I want to make the viewing experience as fun as possible for the audience, and I'm able to do that with Codcaster mode, but more importantly, I'm able to make sure that we don't miss those epic moments in the battles that may have gotten lost in the past. You know, these just crucial moments that change the face of the game, and what essentially it determines outcomes of matches. We're able to make sure that we capture all of that.
Thanks, Hastro. David, I want to talk to you about some of these features. What was it like implementing some of these features?
Yeah, so there's really a couple of really key pillars to the entirety of the esports and competitive agenda for us. Black Ops 2 has a league play feature. This is a sport. It's how you make Call of Duty multiplayer a sport, and we actually use skill-based matchmaking to put players in the right brackets. Competition is fun at any level, pro players and average players alike. We also have to make it fun to watch, fun to spectate. That's what codcasting does. So that's why that feature is so important, have that production around that sport. And then finally, we need a way to give that sport or broadcast it to the world, and we do that with a feature we call live streaming.
You're now putting basically, you know, thousands of dollars of tools into the hands of the community. That's got to be really exciting. You're expecting to see a lot of great stuff out of them.
Yes. Yeah, it's actually really important for us to put as many tools as we can. We really like to make sure that we give the player the ability to customize the experience, whether they're playing the game, whether they're watching the game. In fact, Larry, you can even go back through the theater feature later, pick up those games, and then codcast them later. It's really cool.
The team at Treyarch has got to be excited about the work that they've done around this. They've always really enjoyed the community, but this takes it to a different level.
We're going to keep going. We're pretty engaged with the community all the time. They're very passionate people. They have a lot to say about the game, and it's really fun to take their ideas, mold them into the context and structure what the game's supposed to be like, and then bring them right back to the players.
Thanks, David. Any final words?
Sure. I mean, you know, I've just been blown away by how dedicated the team at Treyarch has been to making this experience for the players as best as it can be and giving them as much customization that they can have. It's just mind-blowing how dedicated they are to their community and how well they treat their fans and the players that play the game. So I think that's something that, you know, all of the Black Ops 2 players out there when they get the game are going to realize pretty quickly.
Thank you, Hastro. Any final words?
We're really excited to put this game in players' hands. And when you get there and you get your hands on it, I want you to tell us what you're thinking about it, how it's working for you. Feed right back to us so we can continue to make and improve our games for you.
Welcome back to the pit, everyone. I am here with Hastro and a very special new codcaster. It's Vaughn, and look at this. I'm your friend at the moment, right?
Am I your friend? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm your enemy.
Yeah, you're foe now. This is an amazing piece of work. You know, what's the story behind this?
It's classified beyond top secret.
Is this an unlockable in Black Ops 2?
It's a very special unlock, only available to the top players in the world.
Nice. Hey, listen, so not only tonight are you getting the world premiere of Black Ops 2 multiplayer streamed live, you're also getting the world premiere of Vaughn as a codcaster. How about that?
Yeah, it's a weekend of firsts for me, and we're just going to go straight with it with my friend Astro here and have a go. Why not?
And Astro, you've had some pretty big voices next to you in that codcasting booth, right? How does it feel to have Vaughn next to you?
I can't say enough about this guy. I mean, honestly, it's a joy to have him here casting with me, absolutely. And I'm his friend right now, apparently, so I'm his enemy now, so it's great. It's great to have him here.
Changes quickly. Do you guys want to have a hug, or we just go on with the next game? Let's go on with the next game, right? Okay, so really good start tonight. Amazing to see the Europeans really put that one in the bags, yeah?
Oh man, I was actually really surprised. I mean, they really took it to the North Americans right there, pretty bad. I mean, that was a rough one. So we'll see what happens here in the next round.
Home advantage telling in that first game, but it's all going to change because we're showing off one of the new game modes now. This is multi-team team deathmatch. Tell us about this one, Vaughn.
Yeah, so this is a 3-on-3-on-3-on-3, but you can play multi-team deathmatch with up to 6 factions and any combination of 18 players. This is going to be very intense. These are very competitive guys, very competitive, small teams of 3, small group, squad tactics are going to matter. They're going to have to load out really well and work together to win this game. It's going to be an epic, epic match.
Now those loadouts are really interesting, right? So everyone knows about the Pick 10 creator class system. Tell us how that's influencing the multiplayer game and what people should look out for in this.
So in this particular combination, I'm going to be specifically looking to see how these guys have combined wild cards and Pick 10 together to complement each other's play styles, because with this multi-team deathmatch game, this action's so intense and these guys are going to have to be cooperating, so I want to see how different their classes are and how similar they are, and that should be a really interesting thing to look for here.
Good stuff. Okay, so the guys are into their teams now. The guys that they're playing with are the guys they play with all the time, so the communication should come to the fore here. Tell us about the map that we're playing on, Hastro.
Sure, so we're actually going to be launching this game on Turbine, and it's going to be multi-team, like David said. So it's 3 versus 3 versus 3 versus 3, 4 teams of 3. And the map Turbine is just going to be an excellent choice here in this multi-team TDM. It just plays really fast. It's a great map. You can climb on everything, and it's going to be great.
All right, multi-team team deathmatch, twice the teams, twice the carnage. Look out for that communication teamwork coming to the fore. Let's get going with it.
All right, here we go. We're going, boys.
All right, folks.
Good luck.
So, Mr. David Vonderhaar in the booth with me, and we're about to launch Turbine multi-team team deathmatch. And this is quite the interesting game mode, Vaughn. What are your predictions right here? And go ahead and make a prediction.
I'm going to predict that this thing is going to be wire to wire, that these guys are really going to just get super into this thing, and we're going to see some tough, tight, close scores the entire match.
Yeah, I actually agree. Multi-team TDM is introducing, so many different aspects into the gameplay just because of the fact that you're adding multiple teams, as we see Gunshi, who finished that last game absolutely on fire, picking up another kill right there, and that was on Nice, and that was actually nice from the team Germany. And why don't we pull the picture up and take a look here, Vaughn. We see that Optic is actually playing as the Seals faction that I'm hovered over with my cursor right here. And then now we see that Team Prophecy from the UK is playing as the SDC faction. Now Team Envious from North America is playing as the FBI faction, and Team Germany is playing as the Mercs faction.
I really like this view because you can tell where every single team is in position right there, with Envious up there in first place.
Yep, absolutely. So Envious has taken the early lead, but it's oh so close. 5 kills on the board for Envious. We'll swap on board with Karma and see if he can add to that lead. He's using the M8A1 assault rifle with the target finder. Again, pulling off some nice shots there. He's actually got a select fire attachment as well, so he doubled up on his attachments, Vaughn. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
I really like this particular attachment, a select fire switch. You can change between auto and burst modes, and one way that I really like to use it is at long range, I'll actually burst, and at short range, I'll go to auto.
Yep, absolutely. It makes complete sense. I got a little bit of time with it as well, as we see Karma go down for the drop shot, almost got a double kill with it, but there he is, he's calling in the UAV. And we just saw he picked up the assist on that kill. Now assists add to the score streaks here in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. What was kind of the decision behind that?
So there's certain score streaks that you really want to be able to reward players for using and activating, and those are particularly the ones like this one, because these are not actually generating kills for you. But if that thing's up, you're seeing that assist points for using any kind of support-based score streak.
Got it. So the UAV will actually give you some points towards your next score streak.
That's exactly
As we see
right.
Karma picking up another kill right there and spots another one. Looks like he had a foot in the way right there as he went prone. And let's take a look at the overhead map and see where Karma is spawning back in. Looks like he's going to run into a player right here.
No.
And he did. It was nice from the team Germany. But Envious still has the lead at the moment. They have 18 kills on the board, starting to create some separation. 18 to 13. The SDC is in second, and that is Team Prophecy. And Twiz now for Envious is on a 3-kill streak. Why don't we take a look at his loadout? He's rocking the M8A1 as well. Seems like he has, is that a bouncing Betty there and a smoke grenade maybe? Or is that maybe a flash grenade? Looks like a flash grenade. So looks like Twiz is kind of going with that classic reflex
Interesting to see him burst at this range, actually. I would think that you'd want to get in there. Those guys are such precision shooters, though. Man, this is such a great player, Twiz.
Yep. Twiz is definitely solid, and now Envious has taken the lead even
he
more.
knows.
Why don't we actually take a listen in to Team Envy, Vaughn, and see how well they're communicating?
Yeah, he's next to us, Yeah, he's right to your left. Got him.
Another one down low, another one down low. Down low, turret building. Let's work for a kill streak.
Still me.
Nah.
Good kill. I've got UAV, but I'm weak.
Throw it up. And you'll work for a counter. There's another one, top turret over here.
Oh, next week.
All right, Vaughn, so Envious definitely had some great communication right there. 2 minutes left to go. That is probably why they have such a good lead. The communication is oh so crucial, and in codcasting mode, we can actually put you into the game with the players with one touch of a button, which is one of my favorite features, if not my favorite in codcasting mode. And it looks like Twiz just missed a player who came up behind him, and it was Optic Ray. And let's see how Optic is doing at the moment. They are your FBI's team, and it looks like they are kind of slacking behind. They're down by about 7 kills. Not too far off the pace, but it looks like Prophecy is now coming back. Vaughn, Shane has a 6-kill streak. Why don't we take a look at him?
Absolutely one of the best ways to figure out what player is really hot right now, pulling up picture-in-picture, seeing that kill streak column and knowing exactly where he does.
Absolutely.
Oh, maybe did we just curse him right there?
Well, that happens to me all the time when I swap the players. I curse them, and look at this. Shane is fully loaded with score streaks right now.
He's got the death machine out. This should be really entertaining.
Yeah, the death machine is just massive in this game. It does some super damage to the body of enemy soldiers, but you know what I like to use it for? I actually like to take out score streaks with it, because it's brutal. I mean, if there's a score streak in the sky and I can take it out with the death machine, I'm going to do it. It really fires so many bullets, and it's kind of absolutely devastating, those score streaks, and it's absolutely devastating right there as we see Shane picking up the kill on Big Timer from Optic. Envious is still in the lead by 4. We're headed into the last minute of the game now, Vaughn. And why don't we take a look at the picture-in-picture again, and let's see if we can hop on board with somebody who's on fire. It looks like Gunshy's on a 3-kill streak. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about Gunshy's class, what you can see.
Yeah, so Gunshy, once again, this select fire seems to be a very popular attachment with these pro players, and he's got looks like he's got the red dot sight there, and he's going to aim up and put some targets down. He's been playing pretty good all night. All the players have been doing a great job.
Yeah, and it looks like there are 19 seconds left to go. And there's a care package there for Gunshy. He's only down by 3 kills. He has a care package and a UAV. Choosing not to go ahead and call it in, his strategy might be to go ahead and try and just work around with his gunplay. 6 seconds left, only 2 kills separating our teams. Can they do it as we're on board with Gunshy? Can he catch back up?
Oh,
so close.
Yeah, 42-41.
He picks
what a great
one up
game.
right there. And it looks like that was so close at the end. Gunshy picked up that final kill, but it just wasn't enough. If one of his teammates was able to help out, they would have came back and tied it, but Envious is going to take this one. And let's take a look at the scoreboard here as we see Twiz going huge for Team Envious, 19 and 12.
All right, guys.
Karma with 13 kills on the board. He's negative, though, with 14 deaths. And Toby +1 at 10 and 9 for Team Envious as they take this one home, Vaughn.
Man, that was a lot of fun. Those guys are such great players, and we're so honored that they came all the way out to Germany to join us and to debut this game mode with us, and it's just so much fun watching.
Yeah,
Incredible
awesome.
finish there. Prophecy pushing hard to the end of the game there, but Envious just coming out on top. It couldn't have been any closer, right?
Oh man, and this is what it's all about right now, just watching these guys compete back and forth, watching them trade kills and looking at those tight scores.
Astro, pick out some of the key moments of that game for us.
Oh man, you know, I would probably say some of the Europeans went on a big kill streaks. They had big kill streaks. One came out of Gunshi, and it looked like Shane had one as well. Swanee actually got in there too, and that actually brought Prophecy back towards Envious's lead, but it was so close there at the very end. That was probably the best moment where I thought Prophecy might actually tie it up. Gunshi got that kill the last split second, just couldn't get another one as Team Envious took it.
Exactly the kind of competition we're looking for here tonight. Tell us about some of the new weapons and attachments we saw, making the big scores in that game.
Yeah, what I learned really fast right there is that these pro players love that select fire switch, so they can change between that auto and that burst. But we actually saw the target finder in play really early on in that game, and that attachment allows you to see enemies from a distance. They get targeted up for you. That's our 2025 technology in play in this game.
Great to see that future technology in play. All right, we're going to go straight back in with another multi-team team deathmatch. We're switching maps, though. Tell us about this new map.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually missing our screen for a second here, but when we pull it back up, I think we're about to head into Aftermath.
I believe we're going to play some Aftermath.
Yep, that's absolutely right. So Aftermath actually takes place in Los Angeles. It's kind of a busted down Los Angeles, and it's actually great. It's got a lot of close quarters combat, a lot of tight corridors. This is a really interesting map to watch.
All right, let's get this kicked off again. We'll try and get your screen sorted out. Let's get going.
Multi-TDM.
Wow, David, tell us what we saw in game one there.
So what we were looking at was a multi-team deathmatch game. So the game supports up to 18 players.
That's first.
So you got 6 teams of those 18. That's the first, and it's really exciting because you can do any kind of combination using 6 factions and 18 players. In that case, we were looking at a 3-on-3-on-3-on-3. And that's really exciting because that's a lot of enemy threat for those teams to deal with. That squad of 3 had to work well together to be successful playing the game.
Now, we also saw the Pick 10.
Yeah, the Pick 10 is Pick 10 combined with wild cards is the framework of what makes up the new Create a Class system. And those players were equipped up so they can be successful working together.
Now, there's also some nuances and changes that you actually made to each of the classes in terms of attachments and perks. Tell us a little bit about that.
So in Black Ops 2, for you to modify your weapon in any way, shape, or form, you have to actually take an attachment for it. So in our previous game, you could actually sometimes use perks to modify your weapon. And what this does for us is make sure that we have perks be about player and player behavior, and attachments be about weapon and weapon behavior. And that's a really important part of how we're tuning the game.
Now, that's actually really different from previous games. Why that decision?
So it's really important to us to make that decision because players expect that an attachment would modify the behavior of a gun and not them, so therefore we could tune how much they modify a gun when they belong to the gun instead of with a player.
So it just makes more sense.
Yeah, so if you have something that modifies, say, the hip-fire accuracy of a weapon, it's much better for us if we can attach that to the gun instead of the player, so it doesn't have to modify the hip-fire accuracy across every category of weapon. We can do it specifically for the gun. That lets us tune the guns even better.
David, Hardpoint's a brand new mode.
Yeah, so Black Ops 2 multiplayer has Hardpoint. Hardpoint is a mode that's inspired by those traditional King of the Hill style play. So you're going to have to defend an area around the map, and you're going to have to keep those attackers out of there, and you have to be in it in order to score points. That zone is moving around the map, lots of intense action, going into a single place on the map, very fun.
Sounds like it's going to be pretty hard to defend.
Yes, but that's what the team tactics are all about in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and we've given you lots of great ways to set up defensive perimeters with Guardian as a crowd control mechanic, and others.
So let's turn our attention to the codcasting feature because Hastro is really going at it in there.
Yeah, that guy's a professional. And what we did with him is make sure that he and a lot of guys like him have the tools right inside the game to present the game to a viewer in a very exciting way.
So that's actually really important because you guys are putting these tools in the game, and there's probably another Hastro out there in the audience right now. So everyone gets these tools.
Yeah, I hope we actually find lots of Hastro-like guys, right? And that we can make those guys pretty famous on the internet, becoming color commentators for Black Ops 2.
Really exciting. All right, let's get back to gameplay.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're just sorting out a minor technical hitch. We'll get right back to the gameplay as soon as possible. So I'm joined by Hastro and Vaughn in the meantime. And we've been looking through your tweets to the hashtag BlackOps2MP. Keep them coming in. I think we need to treat Treyarch as well, right? And we want to answer your questions, want to hear what you think about the game, the new features. We've got a few up here. So at iBonkers says, I'm going to use that codcasting so much. Now, and I've been thinking about this, Hastro, right? You've had it pretty easy lately, right? But you're going to get lots of competition with this new codcasting feature.
Hey, you know what? The more the merrier, honestly. I really would love for the community to embrace that feature, codcasting. And you know what? It's actually also great when you can take it into theater mode, right? So you'll be able to potentially, it's in development, but potentially be able to record your gameplays and cast them out after in theater mode. So you'll take your saved gameplays and you can kind of work with the codcasting features, remove the elements of the HUD, customize the way your screen looks whenever you have that gameplay saved.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And not a lot of people know about that right yet. So when you go into the theater, you can actually pull up codcasting from a game that's already been played. So imagine that everybody can practice being a codcaster, and you're going to see a lot of guys who create video on demand of some of these top games that get played. I think it's going to be amazing what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And Vaughn, when we talked the other night, one of the things that you said that really stood out for me was that you see an opportunity to bring esports to the masses, and you reckon that Black Ops 2 is the game that can do it. You know, how important is it for you to work with that esports community and bring it out so that everyone can get the benefit?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time over the last couple of months, and even before that, thinking really hard and critically about what does it mean to actually bring this feature to the masses. And it actually takes a lot of things. The first thing that we have to do is we have to make it a sport. To make it a sport, we have the feature called League Play, and that uses skill-based matchmaking, so players can play with people of their skill level. Competition is fun at any level. This is not just for these super hardcore pro players. It's just really good to compete with somebody who's at your skill level. You should win, and you should lose equally. More to that, though, we have the codcasting feature that we just talked about. That's how you put the production around that sport, right? You got guys like Hastro and many others who will come out and help make this very entertaining and fun to watch, and then we have a way to get that to everyone with our live streaming feature. Those three things combined, along with great personalities like Hastro, that's how you get this thing and make it something for everybody.
I think that League Play feature is really sticking out for me because, you know, I'm definitely not a pro player, but it gives me the opportunity to play and always be competitive against players my level, right? How important is that, Hastro?
It's extremely important. You know, essentially, that's the sport of Call of Duty. You know, we are able to create leagues for players to play in, and they're able to kind of track their progress as a team with their teammates. And, you know, what's more fun than that? And that's essentially what Call of Duty is and traditionally, but now we kind of formalize it with ranking yourself up and trying to be the best you can within the division that you play in, and you're also playing against competition that's around your skill level, so your objective is to kind of get better faster than they can. So it's a lot more fun that way, and I think League Play is just going to be a great feature for everybody out there to play in.
Okay, another tweet we've pulled off the stream here is from @WTG_Mollipop, who's really digging the listening in feature on codcasting, right? And I think that's one of the other new features that, you know, once you experience it and hear it, it's great because you can really get in the huddle with the team and hear what they're talking about. Again, you know, what was the driving force behind that?
Of all the people for you to pull off the stream, we actually know her. Good, very good to see you. So, listen, I think it's really amazing that you can do the listen-in feature. So, this is about being inside the huddle. It gives us a chance when you're codcasting to jump in and listen to how that team is communicating, and it really gives you this sense of understanding how these teams are working together, and you cannot be mistaken. When you listen in, you know, and it's almost always the guys who are working really well, their emotions that they're feeling, that's the team that's usually doing really well, right, Hastro?
Yeah, absolutely. So we took a listen in right there in that second round with Envious, and when they're in the lead, and you hear their communication and how well they're strategizing together and making sure that they're working as a team. And it's just so much fun to hear the players talking. I mean, ultimately we're watching them play, so why not be able to hear a little bit about what they're talking about?
Very good. So we are going to we keep those tweets coming in. The hashtag is BlackOps2 MP. In the meantime, we're going to hand over to Major Nelson.
Thank you, Graham. Black Ops 2 MP, that's where you want to send your tweets. I'm here with Mark Lamia. Mark, before we get back to gameplay, I want to talk to you a little about what it's like running the studio. I mean, there's tremendous trade-offs. Give us a little bit of glimpse behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know what? There's, the team is really ambitious. They're always really going for it. And, I think this is an example of that. The team was really inspired by that world of esports. There's a lot of features in this game, a lot of great new features that are really going to empower players. And, we have to, you can't do everything always. We have to make sure that what we're doing well. We have a really great community out there in the esports world. So passionate about the game. They're always telling us, giving us feedback. And I think, Black Ops was on a lot of tournaments and we were hearing a lot of feedback and it really inspired us. I remember Vaughn coming back and saying, there are things here that we can do to really, really, really help propel this game and really make it a great competitive game, sports, the broadcasting features and the things that we do in the game. And that became a priority for us. It was something that we really rally behind, But it's not just for the experts and the pros. We have things in there like our leagues feature. We dedicated our time to that, and that's for everyone. Leagues are for everyone, and competition is for everyone.
Why don't you explain to us a little bit about the leagues feature? Because a lot of people, it sounds big and scary, and if I'm a casual player, I may run the other way, but it's exactly the opposite.
It is exactly the opposite. You know what? Leagues are for everyone. If you're a pro player or a great player, you're going to love leagues because it's all about skill-based matchmaking. You're going to be able to match up with the best of the best. But if you're an average player or a beginner player, that's great too, because it is about skill-based matchmaking. We're going to put you in a league of people of similar skill, and you're going to be able to compete because, Call of Duty is fun when you're winning, of course. It's really fun when you almost win, and we want to make sure that that situation is something that we can get to for all players at all levels.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about some more things, but we really have to get back to gameplay. So we're going to get over to Graham right now, and he's going to continue with the gameplay, and we're going to see more of these great features. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
Graham, back to you.
Here we are back in the pit and we're ready to rumble again. Sorry for that delay, everyone, but Vaughn and Hastro are back with me. We're where we're supposed to be, and we're going to get into some hardpoint now, right? Yeah. Another new game mode.
Sorry, it looks like some hardpoint on Cargo. Now, hardpoint is inspired by those traditional King of the Hill style game modes. This is going to be very intense. Very small areas of the map, locations that you have to be in order to score, and you're going to see so much action pushed onto something that's very intense.
Fantastic. So what should we look out for in terms of the way the players are going to play this hardpoint mode?
Right, so essentially what you want to do is get a nice setup around the hardpoint. It's like David said, similar to a King of the Hill game mode. You're going to get points for being in the hardpoint vicinity. So one player can actually hop in there and score that for your team while your teammates kind of wrap around and set up around it and protect that player who's in there. So that's what you're going to see, these players trying to set up around this part of Cargo where the hardpoint is located, and that hardpoint is going to rotate around the map, and players are going to have to move their setup to kind of essentially score those points as it moves.
So again, it's all about communication, all about teamwork. It looks like we've got the North Americans playing against the Europeans again. Who's your money on this time, Vaughn?
Listen, I'm in Germany. I'm taking no sides. It did nothing but get me in trouble, but, we'll see what happens. These are both really competitive groups.
Spectacular sitting on the fence. Right, let's get right back to the gameplay, all right? Let's go.
All right, so Vaughn, we're going to kick it off. Hardpoint on Cargo.
I love this map and this mode. It's so intense.
So this is the first time Hardpoint has ever been streamed, and here we go.
Let's do it.
Now, Cargo is such a fast-paced map. We actually checked it out, and it looks like Raiden has a sniper rifle.
Oh, man.
It's the DSR-50. Let's definitely stay on board with him right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got that ballistic CPU on the back of that thing, and that's going to reduce his sway. I just love the way that thing looks.
Yeah, and he's going to throw a combat axe, YouTube money.
Yes.
So now he's going to go ahead and walk over here and try and go.
Oh, that
nice
was
shot
dirty.
on Merc. Right off the bat,
now
gave us a nice thing to look at there.
Yeah, so this is really cool. Now, if you look at the score panel at the top of the screen, when guys are in the zone, you'll see exactly how many players are in there. You'll see that little arrow indicating 3 players in the zone right now for STC, and that thing's going to be moving around. And that's how we're using the score panel to let you know the state of the game mode.
Right, so as we see on Raiden's screen, the hardpoint is in the office here, and as we take a look on the picture-in-picture overhead map, it looks like this is just chaos here in this area, but it looks like the Europeans have actually taken great control. We see on the picture-in-picture that all these players are on the objective. So you have 3 players right now. There's an icon there, Vaughn, so that actually tells us that you're on the objective in picture-in-picture mode.
That icon is specifically good for indicating how many people are in that zone, so you know who to pay attention to. And it's just one of the many features of picture-in-picture and how we use objectives, that objective column, and indicating the state of the game for players.
Yeah, now Swanee is on a 4-kill streak. We'll swap over to him, and looks like he's calling in a score streak right there. It's a lightning strike.
Nice hit. 2-hit lightning strike kill right there.
That's right, so he picked up 2 kills. and now he's on a 6-kill streak. And look at that shot. What a shot that was.
Oh, so
Taking
dirty.
out Twiz, too. Twiz was scoped in with a sniper rifle, not paying much attention. He just got it from behind. 8 kills in a row now for Swanee, and finally he goes down. And it looks like our North American team has actually taken the lead once again. Let's go ahead and swap over to them. Toby, who's actually filling in for Proofy on Team Envious, and he's actually European, too, playing with the North Americans. He's doing some work right now. He's got an LMG firing from the hip. He seems to like that LMG.
That's awesome. It's a very nice LMG. You know, in hardpoint, you get 1 point per second your team occupies that zone, Hastro.
Yeah.
So this could turn around at a moment's notice.
Absolutely. The Europeans are on it right now. Now the North Americans. So you see how quickly they can move. The momentum changes so fast. That's what I was trying to get at here in hardpoint. And the game is really close still. This is only a 13-point deficit at the moment with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. So plenty of time on the clock. And this is actually a very close game, Vaughn.
This is an absolute beast of an LMG, this LSAT. It's actually probably my favorite LMG. And Toby here is just going to do work nonstop, I think, laying down shell after shell.
Yeah, he's got Scavenger as one of his perks. Why don't we take a look here at the options screen in picture-in-picture mode and podcasting mode. So I'm able to actually go through here and remove elements of the HUD, change the way the screen looks. So right now I have the perks turned off. So we can't really tell what Toby is using on his class in terms of perks, but immediately I can just turn it on, and here you go.
Yeah,
there are Toby's perks.
Ghost Scavenger and Dead Silence. He's running pretty traditional setup, I think, for Toby, but it's really nice to use this feature to see how players are equipped up.
Yeah, why don't we actually talk about the perks for a second? Ghost, for example. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with the Ghost perk.
Yeah, so in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, there are no perks that modify your weapons. You have to take an attachment to modify a gun. Perks only modify you, the player. In this case, in order to get the benefit of Ghost, you actually have to be out there running and gunning and moving.
Yeah, so Ghost does not, basically you're not able to be seen by a UAV just like Ghost was in Black Ops, but you have to be moving to get that perk to work.
Right, it's really important for us to try to keep the game, pushing the action, getting players together. People love the fast-paced gameplay, and a lot of the game mechanics have been set up and tuned to reward that kind of play behavior.
Absolutely, and now Toby is still doing work with this thing. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. And he's 11-9 right now with an LMG. That's actually not that bad.
How do you like the design of the new scoreboard?
Oh, I mean, the scoreboard's amazing here. So, you know, as a caster, it's very important to be able to show information to the audience as quickly as possible. And I know all of you at home are actually appreciative of this as well. You can see how much time is left in the game. The score, what team is in the lead. You can actually see how many players are on the objective right now for the SEALs team, as they all just got taken off, and now it's contested. So, yeah, I mean, it's just very informational. Love the score panel. As a caster, it's very useful.
I was really surprised right there that Toby didn't check that lane before. He saw that contested icon. There was only one spot that player can be. I think maybe he's having a little too much fun right now.
Yeah, he's having too much fun. He's actually probably still getting used to hardpoint because it's so new first time that these guys have actually kind of gotten their hands on the game mode and been able to play. So let's see here. Looks like we're going to go ahead and cut back to the picture-in-picture. I'm going to go ahead and see what players are playing the objective. Big Timer is on a 3-kill streak, and he's playing the objective right now. His perks are lightweight, toughness, and extreme conditioning. He gets taken out. He's got the MP7.
That was a nice grab right there. He did have a sitting right on that edge, checking all of his lanes in and out of that hard point. Really good play, actually.
Yeah, now he gets taken out again. He spawns back in. Let's see where he is in relation to the hard point. He's going to run into a couple players here, Vaughn, as he moves to the office. He also has a player flanking him from behind, but he makes it into the building just in time, and now he's got the laser sight attachment on it.
Yeah,
and it looks like somebody just made a big play. Let's see if we can find him. Let's pick out Quiz at the moment.
Really big play right here for the combined U.S. team. Those SEALs 136-84 right now with 20 seconds to play. Awesome, awesome game. Really fun to watch. Very good. Good job to all of our players.
Yeah, so the North Americans are going to take it, Vaughn. 143 on the board right now. They're still putting points up. So the Europeans took game one. Now the Americans take a game, or take 2 games actually. So yeah, it's been interesting so far.
What a great thing. Thank you everyone to the stream. What a great time.
Yeah, had a blast.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, victory.
All right, guys.
Look at that Optic kill cam.
Got Optic Gaming over here going bananas.
All right, guys, we're going to play some domination next.
We're going to go domination on Aftermath.
Good morning, North Americans. This is your wake-up call. I think you've just got over your jet lag and redressed that balance. It's a great win from the North Americans there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They pulled it out in the end. Really rough first game there, but they pulled it all out and ended up coming out with victory.
Okay, tell us about some of those big attachments and weapons that we saw being put to good use there.
Yeah, man, we're seeing all sorts of really interesting stuff in play. So it's always awesome to see players use the Create a Class, Pick 10, and Wildcard system, combining this content in interesting ways to work together to hold those objectives. I saw that laser sight come out. That's how you increase your hip fire accuracy. And like we were saying, there are no perks that modify your weapons. You have to take something. So the laser sight gets visualized. When that guy's spraying you down from the hip, you understand why, because you can see that laser sight.
All right, it's North America 1. It is Europe 1. I think that calls for a decider, right? I think we're going to domination on Aftermath, yeah?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to hit a domination on Aftermath. So here we go. We finally get to see the map.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk about it?
Oh, man. So listen, Aftermath is drone attack in 2025, right? Lots of destruction. This is a great domination map. These points are spaced really well. This is going to be a pretty intense scene. These guys have not played domination today. You know they're jonesing to play some domination.
Yeah.
All right, the big decider. It all hangs on this. Let's get this gameplay on.
All right, we're going.
So here we go again.
We're going.
No tiebreaker, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's tiebreaker. I lost track of my cast. I love to lose track of how many rounds have been played. But anyway, I always get on track before the game ends. And here we go. We got perks.
Now look at this. Optic Ray right here is played 2 perk greed cards in this class. He's running hardline and lightweight perk 1 greed. He's running dead silence and extreme conditioning. That's perk 3 greed. That is a pretty interesting class combination for domination.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Actually, he's got. That's actually that might be the first time I've seen somebody stack that many perks using this system. You know, and it's what, 5 perks total here?
5 perks total here, but he's had to make some significant trade-offs, Astro, because he's not running any equipment. Look down there on the lower right of his HUD.
Absolutely.
And he looks like he's not even running a secondary weapon right now. So you can make these trade-offs in Black Ops multiplayer.
Yeah, and look at him. He's got I'm absolutely loving this by Ray from Optic Gaming. He's got hardline and lightweight in perk 1, hardwired, dead silence, extreme conditioning. I'm going to spit it all out for the fans out here. He's got the laser sight attachment on his weapon, and that's about it, right?
Well, he seems to be working for him.
Yeah.
He's just picking up this hunter-killer drone. When he throws that thing out, now it's seeking a target right now. You can see it on the map.
There it goes.
Put the thing down, plus 15. Absolutely awesome right there. And you can defend against that. If you have the flak jacket, you can defend against that.
Looks like one of the enemies was going straight for the B flag, and that hunter-killer drone seeked out that enemy and just took him out before you get on the flag. So it's a pretty awesome score streak right there.
A lot of fun play here.
And it's low level, so pretty cool deal there as the Americans and North Americans are in the lead, 28-17, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go now.
It looks like the SEALs team has been locking down B and C for quite some time now and making them hold A and push out. You can tell right here by looking at the top of your screen, you'll see the SEAL BC right under there and A under the opposition.
Absolutely. So now we're on board with Merc, and Merc is running into a ton of players, and he's sitting over here near us, and we can just hear him just go, oh, a little overwhelmed. There's so many European players right there near that B flag.
Out with the ballista iron sights, the snipers. You guys owe me for this gun. I'm telling you right now.
Let's actually stay on board with Merc, and let's see if he's going to run into anybody here. Looks like he is.
No good for him.
No,
taken out by Swanee big time.
The ballista is a very precision weapon, right? It's a bolt action, and it's a sniper. But when you have the iron sights on, you really have to kind of watch yourself. It looks like Merc is learning from that now, and he's going to try and do that.
I give Merc credit for that, but he's not having much luck so far.
Yeah, and now it looks like he spots another player. He takes a shot there. Now, you actually see the trails on the sniper rifles as well. What's up with that? Why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because that's going to be, there's so many snipers out there, and now you see a bullet trail. That's the most badass thing, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's something that our combat designer, Tony Flamer, had in store. He showed it to us one day. We thought it was absolutely excellent. Just an interesting way to see where those snipers are shooting from.
Yeah, it's really cool. You're able to see, especially it kind of raises your skin or the hair on your skin a little bit too when you see a shot come flying by your face.
Yeah.
So I love that. And why don't we actually listen into the players again, because look at the score now. Looks like the Europeans are in control of 2 flags, and they just took the lead over the North Americans, 55 to 53. Let's listen in to the Europeans.
Hostile 100 people inbound.
Got him. They're gonna be fire. One is on the right side. Yeah, one more. Through the tunnel, come straight to the middle. One of these got the bait. They're surrounding us. Oh, right, one shot. One's coming B. He's top B. Nice. Did you get him? Another one is at the tunnel. One guy, one on here.
Losing it.
What is an alpha? Push your seat. Come on in, everybody. One guy, behind you. Got him. Hey, what? Yeah, nice.
Charlie locked down.
Now, that is some intense action right there. Looks like the North Americans were able to kind of flip the spawns a little bit, but the Europeans picked that up immediately and were able to go right back and grab C. So they still have the lead here, Vaughn, 85 to 71 now. And Gunshi is sitting on those score streaks again. He kind of likes to just play with the gun.
Man, when you got a guy that's this much of a slayer, he's too busy to pull out those score streaks right now. He'll find them when he needs them.
Absolutely, Gunshi, one of the best slayers in the world in Call of Duty competitive, and you see that right there. What a shot that was with the target finder. It was just amazing what he just did. There he spots another one. He got that nice headshot. Somebody was barely sticking out over a ledge, and he managed to pick him off. 55 seconds left to go now. The Europeans still in the lead. They're up by 21 now, and Gunshi is on a tear, Vaughn.
Yeah, this game is not completely over, though. I bet we're playing some round-based domination right now, so we're going to find out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So why don't we talk about that?
Let's find out if we set it up that way in 35 seconds.
Cool. Yeah, we'll know in 35 seconds. But B and C still in control for the Europeans. They're on the Mercs faction. Again, like we said, we'll take a look at this overhead map. Gunshi's about to run into a couple players here from North America.
Oh, beautiful.
And why don't we go ahead and swap it up a little bit. Let's see. Nice. Over here for the European side. He just catches a stun grenade right there. 15 seconds left to go. He gets smoked. What's he rocking? He's got the Scorpion. And 7 seconds left now, so the Europeans are going to take this one. And there's your scores. Now we're able to even go out and play another round if we'd like. We can do round-based domination.
Absolutely. Round-based domination is a feature of the game, so it'll flip sides, and that's something that competitive players really like to play, and we're going to make sure that they can do that when the game comes out on November 13th.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So a lot of true competitive game modes that the community has played. We're actually using some of those features here in Black Ops 2.
Absolutely.
And it looks like that's going to be it.
David.
Fantastic work, everybody. What an amazing evening, right?
Incredible. Some amazing gameplay and great to hear about all this. You could see them properly as well, right?
Now we got the guys here. You guys want to say a few words before we wrap up? Because we are at the end of our hour.
I want one time. Thank you so much for joining us live, the debut of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, just want to say thank you, to all you guys at Microsoft and Twitch and Turtle Beach, and most importantly, thank you guys, the fans. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Well, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this either. Now, I got to tell you, if you're on Twitter, Black Ops 2 MP, the Black Ops #2 MP, and you can participate in the conversation because later on this week, we're here for the rest of the week.
Yes, we are live streaming every night for the rest of this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow night is community night, right? So that is the night where we really, really want want all your comments, questions on Twitter, so keep them coming into that hashtag. It's 5 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. German time. I'll let you work out the rest.
That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and, well, you got the web to figure the rest out.
Such a good team. And you can see it on Xbox.com in Europe. You can see it on the Black Ops Facebook page. You can see it on twitch.tv/Treyarch. And you can see it at CallOfDuty.com as well.
We actually had a question about, this one was brought right into the Xbox 360 console. In about 15 minutes, it's going to be available on demand.
So if you've missed this,
yes,
then you'll still be able to see it.
If you want to see more of Graham and I, then just tune in and you'll see all the great gameplay. There you go. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. My name's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson here in Germany at Gamescom. On behalf of AC Bongos, I want to thank you. Thank everybody here in the audience, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.